And so we've seen 16 heats of the second round of the BoyleSports Irish Greyhound Derby. We'll just have 8 heats in the third round. We've seen the 48 dogs progress, 24 tonight, and I'm here with Damien Lonergan for once, taking over from the child, Kevin Hennessy. He's not here tonight, Damien. He's off swanning himself down to the wedding, enjoying himself, and you're here to do the hard yards.
Yeah, so basically I'm just filling in for Kevin. That's the only reason I'm here tonight. That's the only reason.
Well, you said it, not me. Damien, great night's racing. We've seen some brilliant performances through this derby, but things really did start to crank up again tonight. Explosive Boy and Ballymac Ariel took the honours this evening in terms of the clock, 29:40, but from start to finish, top class racing.
Yeah. I thought it was tonight was. Do you know what? Last night you'd be wondering, did you see the Derby winner last night? You were sort of, Jack's little thing maybe, but tonight it just took off from the word go.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll kick off with the opening heat of the card. The heat 9, it was Jacob Tashadlek, a dog who we always knew had plenty of ability, plenty of pace. He's really come into his own the last month or so. The 2 runs in Kilkenny were evidence of what was to come. He showed blistering early speed down there. He's done it twice now in the Derby. He remains unbeaten for Con Guiney. Con's a shrewd man with a greyhound. He's a very fast one here.
Oh, look, Con is more. I know Con more from coursing than track, but he's taking Jacob Tashadlek is taking this like a duck to water. I thought he was the most impressive dog tonight for me. I know he only done 29.50 and it's only 29.50, but he stepped out of the boxes. I think there's a length or more to the corner in this dog. In Limerick, when I seen him he was in the Sean O'Connor stake. He was knocked out early of the Con Kirby, and going up the corner, he was stepping off, but he's just running the corner so smooth now. Like I think he's after taking. I think he's the dog of tonight. He's the dog that I maybe take out of the whole night.
The key with this dog is get racing in those opening strides. No dogs around him. That was the case tonight. He did a 3:48. As you said, he stepped out, but he's still doing 17 to the third bend off at 3:48. That's serious running. In hindsight, we know he's in a very tough draw the next night, but he is a concern to any dog in the Derby because of his early speed.
Oh, once his paws hit the sand tonight, he was just gone. And I think there's, as I said, he can trap it a lot better than that. A lot better than that. You have to give him a word too into Rashur in second. He ran a big race, I thought. For a pup, whatever he does here is going to be a bonus.
Yeah, he's right beside Jacob Tashadlek into the corner. That's, it's a sign of the early speed he has. He is young. He's only in October 19. This stake probably is coming too soon for him, but it wouldn't be a bad thing if he did get knocked out at some point, because he's going to be a player in the juvenile derby, I'd imagine. No,
I was talking to the connections on below. They were absolutely delighted with his run tonight. I would too. As I said, he was on his tail going to the corner. Whatever he does is a bonus, and he's going to be near the top of most lists, anti-post lists for the Puppy Derby if he doesn't have to go on and progress in this Derby.
Cragan Moore had dead heated in the opening round, finished third. He's still there. He's going to need to improve a bit to challenge in the latter stages of the Derby, but again, it's all about progression.
Yeah, for a dog his age, he's very, very lightly raced, isn't he? Look, he's going to have to up the game small, but he's might be hard to just keep out of the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. The dogs that got that missed out there, Bling Bling Paul. I suppose Mallows Marley was somewhat of a surprise, him not qualifying, but never really got involved after a slow start and a little bit of early bother. And moving on to Heat 10 on the card, Dearjet Sydney, the English Derby champion from 2020, back to his best. We knew he had the best of the draw. This was the hottest heat of the entire round. There was really no doubt about that. So much quality, like the idea that Droopy's Yes was quoted 16-1 during the week, and a dog who was 29.40 in his card, and he ran a big race in second on the outside. Beach Avenue qualified, but we saw Romeo Magico making his exit here. The writing was on the wall early. When he didn't lead, Skywalker Barry and himself clashed on the opening corner. Meanwhile, Dearjet Sydney out and gone. Team Buckley will be more than happy with this fellow, showing signs of his old self.
Yeah, Dearjet Sydney doing what Dearjet Sydney does best. Put him in trap 1 any track in the country against any dogs. He's going to be worth a bet. Whatever he's in against, he just loves that red jacket. Skywalker Barry trapped well, I thought, because he was nibbled at during the week at sort of 8. That's how good a heat it was. He was 8-1, and he's going to make the dog of the year category, with what he's done so far, and he was 8-1 in this heat. Just tells you what the strength of it. But Dearjet Sydney, once he got up his inside to the corner, it was all over. And at the time, 29.56, not too far off what the best are doing.
Droopy's Yes, as the other 2 clashed on the bend, Skywalker Barry and Romeo Magico, moved second. Romeo Magic came with that charge into the third bend, went second briefly, but Droopy's Yes was soon back in his shoulder, hit second spot, and in the end, Beach Avenue got up in the final stride to deny Skywalker Barry. We have 3 fast greyhounds going through, but we also have 3 fast greyhounds making their exit. It was always going to be the case in this heat.
Yeah, it was always going to be the case. Like Romeo Magico, he missed it last week, but he was in the heat he was in last week. He could afford to miss it half an inch. He couldn't afford to miss it an inch tonight, and he just paid the price when he missed it. Beach Avenue, how are you going to get him knocked out? Like he had to.
I thought you nearly did tonight.
Well, you called it. Did I hear you call? You called he was out, but I know you're nearly going to have to put him on the floor to get him knocked out. Like,
don't be putting words in my mouth, Damien. All right, Lonergan, just mind yourself, okay? 29.56 from Deerjet Sydney. There's definitely more to come from him, though. We know exactly what he's capable of. He's a starter. He's very hard to pass when he's on the bunny, and if he's on that fence, he'll be through.
If he's on the fence, he's through. But if he gets drawn off the fence,
he's not on the fence the next night, we know that. Moving on to the next heat 11 of the Derby. Susie Sapphire, I think we're all in love with this lady, the Oaks champion. She's sensational, there's no question about it. Tonight, a little bit flat-footed at the traps compared to her usual standard. Still managed a 340, a 17.12 off the 340. She really raced to that third bend. I thought Burgess Pippa ran a big race for a long way, but it was Swords Maestro who also ran a big race after being a bit flat-footed early, that came through for second, and Razzle Dazzle Peaky, what a model of consistency he is, back in third. But Susie Sapphire, she's still a player in this Derby with that early speed. Even tonight, off that moderate break by her standards, she had all the early dash to get to the front.
Yeah, look, I thought she was going to be small bit bothered tonight when she didn't flash out, because like Razzle Dazzle Peaky is an old veteran, you could say. Like, he's danced every dance so far this year. She done well to clear him, and when she got cleared, then, like I said, she from the sectional to what she done to she was doing a lot of running to the third bend, and I'm not saying she's not staying. Not for 1 minute saying she's not staying. She's seeing out the trip, like, without flying home. But she's going to be hard to knock out. Like, we know, like, she's capable of doing. I know they don't do sub 2 seconds here anymore for 5 to 5, but she was doing as close to as anyone was during the Oaks.
Yeah, she's such a natural starter. That 17.12, 29.50. I often say they roll home dogs like this. They're not staying, but they just get to the line. Owen was hopeful in the conversation we had on Talking Dogs TV that she may still strengthen up. She's only November, like, that's ridiculous. And her mother, Jetstream Links, before she left for the UK, she was already, after winning a 750 here in Ireland, she became a top stayer in the UK. So there is strength in the pedigree. You'd hope that she will stay stronger through the competition. I just wouldn't rule out that she can still go 3 lengths faster.
Oh no, without doubt. Like, I think she could put go near 330 in a section. She's well capable of doing that. And if she does that, I don't think there's a dog in the Derby that can go to the corner with her on a level start.
Swords Maestro ran a big race in the opening round. He was one of the real springers, a dog that had shown real promise in his early career. It was only his second career victory last week. He didn't follow up tonight, but in a way he did follow up. It was a fine display. He was left flat-footed early, had to work to get into contention, still came through to be second. Okay, Razzle Dazzle Peaky's coming back at him fast, but I thought it was a fine run from him in second spot, and knowing that he can go up faster, he's not one you'd be putting a pen through by any means.
No, as I said, look, like his little brother last night, Jack's little thing, you like to see these dogs doing it come from behind as well. Like, it's well and good flashing out and leading all. You learn nothing, like, don't you? Like, it's like with Explosive Boy, we have learned nothing from him so far. He's been leading every night, so, but no, it was good to see Swords Maestro battling on to qualify here in the heat it was in, because you had big finishers in behind as well, but he kept up a relentless gallop to the line.
Yeah, and Razzle Dazzle Peaky, what a star he has been. Second early, a little bit outpaced into the corner, was fourth down the back straight, but just charged up the home straight. You could run him over any distance and he'll run a race. A real star for Neil Cullen and the Kildare Kilcolgan syndicate. Of the 3 that went out there, Burgess Pippa was the one you sort of feel sorry for, because she ran such a big race in defeat. Unfortunately, BoyleSports King has gone out for John Boyle. It was great to see him back in action. Hopefully we will get to see him in the plate. Hopefully all is well with him. We'll find out sooner rather than later.
No doubt. Look, it's a pity he'd go up, but to get him this far is just, I think it's a miracle, not short of a miracle.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to Lord Ruth, even getting him back to the track. Moving on to Heat 12 at Lacazette, Noel Neenan was absolutely delighted with his work last week when he was second to Jack's Little Thing. Tonight, led in the early yards, showed great early speed to just hold a fraction lead into the bend. Kilbannon Psycho ran a brilliant corner, went to the front, ran a great race down the back straight, but at Lacazette he was you're talking about a near 80-pound dog taking over from a 58-pound bitch into the third bend. It was David versus Goliath, and on this occasion Goliath just got the better of David, led into that third bend. Once doing so, ran out a very impressive winner, 29.56. He's just a thoroughly likeable dog. It's hard to believe it was only his 4th career success tonight. He has plenty of talent. Shelbourne Park really suits him. Yeah,
I think this race was over as a contest. Going to the corner, passing the line first time up at Lacazette was too close. As I said, on the outside. Then when he at the third bend when he swept by, he just made it his own. Then he's a dog you just cannot discount. I know Kevin is a big fan of this fella. Every week when we be pricing it, he'd be always bigger, he'd be always shorter, but he just has a liking for this dog, and tonight he showed why, like 29.76 or 29.56, sorry, 17.35. I know he maybe didn't do the 17.35. He wasn't too far off it.
I had him just doing the 17.35. It would have been a photo finish, but on the angle, I think he might have just been in front at the point.
Yeah, he got, look, I've no doubt he probably go maybe a small bit better than 17.45, but look, just a few disappointments, like Great Name that didn't sparkle.
It didn't happen for him. He eased again on the opening corner when in traffic at that stage. Burgess Cassidy and himself were clashing. He did stay on strongly, but his race was run. I suppose Kilbannon Psycho ran an absolute booter. We have to give her a mention.
Oh, you have to.
But so did Skywalker Silla. I know you're a fan of her. You've given her plenty of mention during the week.
Yeah, no, I thought for straight or two down the back straight. I think if Skywalker Silla, if she got inside trap one, maybe might have been a small bit of a different story. I know the other fellow was still on the outside and was going to would he have chopped her off, but I thought she was like I wouldn't write her off. Like I don't think, maybe not winning a derby, but she's going to be a big player in a lot of the bitches competitions.
Yeah, she will edge off a true line from the inside. I'd like to see her in the middle some night and just see if she just goes straight from boxes, and if she can get to that corner quicker in doing so.
Yeah, look, obviously she's very late in the race, come back from a seasonal break too, so I wouldn't be too hard on her just yet.
Yeah. Just turn slightly down again. Right. Sorry, Vinny, key 13. Now, on to Heat 13 and Ballymac Ariel. As you know, I'm chairman of the fan club. I think at this stage the fan club is pretty packed. She's a bit of a star. I keep saying it, take out the Limerick form, take out the Toaster form, and here at Shelbourne Park, she is an incredible record. Tonight, 17.03 to the third bend off 3.41. That's special running from a lady who really seems to be at the peak of her powers. 29.40 tonight. It wouldn't have been surprised if it flashed up 29.20 when the track speeds up. I have no doubt it'll run quicker at some point during the Derby. She's capable of going near 29 seconds. It was foot perfect.
Oh look, as you've said a number of occasions, she's as fast a greyhound there is in Ireland, not dogs or bitches. She's as fast a greyhound as there is in the country. Look, she should never run anywhere again. This place is she just loves it. I'd say she just gets to the car park in Shelbourne and knows where she is. Like, she's
like yourself, Damo.
But no, she just knows where she is. And look, the way she's going to the corner too, she's one we're going to need to keep on side in this anti-post. She's not a great result for us, but she's one we're going to have to try to keep on side in the morning. She's the one that if she doesn't have to lead, she's one that she could turn last and still qualify. She's that sort of a bitch.
Yeah, she's exceptionally fast. The way she put them to the sword down the back straight was so impressive. I know Steffens Rocket and Monroe Thunder just had a slight bump early in the back straight, which probably gave her that extra length or two into the third bend, but at that stage she was already gone. Monroe Thunder is a nice dog, is lightly enough raced for his age. He's July, but it was only a 7 start tonight. I thought he ran well from the middle draw, really didn't fancy him from the draw, but ran well to be second. And Galvarino for Johnny Linehan, of course. Johnny, good friend of yours. Johnny be giggling his way home to Cork tonight. His dog's running well. Galvarino getting up late to grab third. A big finisher. He's a dog with a future over further.
Oh, definitely. He entered 3 dogs in Derby and he's 3 dogs in the third round. That's no mean effort. Look, Monroe Thunder outruns his price every night. Like, we don't give him enough respect. I know he's running against some top class company, but he does outrun his price.
There's not a lot of him. He's only 68 pounds.
No, and he's well able to use himself too. He doesn't pull out of a battle or anything like that. But no, look, Ballymac Ariel, there's nothing more we can say nothing more about her. She's just special, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. I could talk about her all day and all night, to be honest. Heat 14. Ballymac Ariel, absolutely foot perfect. 29.40. Explosive Boy, foot perfect, 29.40, 3.38, 17.11, which slightly surprised me that he's coming home stronger than Ballymac Ariel. But we saw that in the Race of Champions. The 550 hasn't been a problem to him. Pat Guilfoyle spoke after on Talking Dogs TV and said he's just where I want him, and he's in a lovely place. That would suggest to me that Pat believes there's more to come from this fellow. He's a worthy favourite. I know he's the one you want to avoid. The draw the next night is not easy, but by all accounts, he's going the right way. He's a deserving favourite.
Oh, I did, without doubt. Like, but we said we learned that we didn't learn anything. Like, you know,
8-1 on tonight.
Yeah, do you know, like I think we put up the distance betting today. Went between 6 and 7 lengths. He won by 3.5. Got it badly wrong. But no, I thought he'd win further. I know the time was there. I thought he'd win maybe doing 29-20. No, look, not knocking the dog. Not
he's
for
still
one
joint
moment.
fastest of the second round.
Yes.
And the second dog, No Green Dye, is absolutely in flying form at present. Very strong. You know, he made up lengths from the second bed home. Very impressive for Laura Earl and Sean Murphy. They're having a great twist out of No Green Dye.
Oh, like he I think he's one of the strongest. Like he's just a dog you could run here every Saturday night, and he'll never be out of the picture. Like, you know, whatever grade he's in, he will run on every night. Did he run in the 1,000-yard competition here?
He did. They gave him a crack at it. Fair play to him. He had actually run in the Derby last year, I think, in the opening round, and then ran well through the plate. And I know a lot of men were interested in him. I think they turned down a lot of offers because he looked a natural to stay further. I know there was plenty of interest from the UK, but they've held on to him, and they're being rewarded for their efforts.
Oh, definitely. And look, he's a dream dog. So you can enter him in the Derby and in the third round now, and what's to say he can't qualify again the next night?
Yeah, 18 times in the frame from 28 attempts. Back in third spot, Brycar Oak. I thought Razzle Dazzle had just got third in the line, but she was denied by Brycar Oak, who had a tricky draw tonight. Ran well for Michael and Shane Carey. They're in the third round of the Derby. You know, they're facing a tough test. It's not going to win a Derby. I'll go on. I'll put my neck on the line and say it's not going to win a Derby, but running so well and deserves to be there.
Oh, without doubt. Look, I'd say they're living the dream at the moment. You know, he's running in Galway a few weeks ago. Like, you know, I know here he's not disrespecting Galway, like, but here he's now in the third round, in the draw for the third round for the Derby.
You heard it here, Damien Lonergan disrespecting Galway. Moving on to Heat 15 again, though, explosive boy. It was just what you want at this point in the Derby.
Oh, definitely. Without doubt. He done nothing wrong there tonight. Absolutely nothing.
Heat 15, 29.90. We knew this has potential to get a bit, not messy, but just, it wasn't clear what way this race was going to go. We know Pierno was going to take some stopping if he pinged, but he doesn't often ping. Tonight he missed the kick, and it might have been the best thing he could possibly have done, because 6 Lord Boomerang, when he is drawn in 6, will move to the middle. He is a middle seed, he's not a wide seed, and that's exactly what he did. Pierno missed him because he missed the kick. He came around the outside, looked like he was going to clear the corner, but he had a big 80-pounder in Razzle Dazzle Monarch to try and get around. He failed to do so. Tradesman's up the inside, goes to the front, but all of a sudden, out of the clouds comes this youngster. Call Me Steve, January 20, for Matt Berg and Mark Sullivan. Runs an absolute blinder. He's a really nice prospect, very strong. Looked like Pierno was going to get there, but Call Me Steve came high, wide and handsome. Fine display.
Like, to say I got this heat wrong is an understatement. I got it badly wrong. Like, I couldn't see Pierno bet, I'll be honest. And you either want him to fly out or miss it like he did. He missed it. And as I said, I thought he was maybe going to get around unscathed. He got a bit of a touch, but when he hit up front up the home straight, I said, go on now. Do you know, I don't often shout home a favourite, like, but geez, go on. Don't prove me wrong now, Pierno. Next thing, overcomes Call Me Steve. An absolute blinder. January 20, like he's eligible for next year's Con Kirby. You know,
I suppose you think about that.
We have to think of it like that, and here he's winning the second round of an Irish Greyhound Derby.
He had a 28.70 win on his card at Clonmel off a 3.06 coming from off the pace. You know, it's clear that the talent is there. Caught the eye in defeat in the opening round, beaten only 4 lengths behind Ballymac Ariel after a very slow start. Again, he does lack early speed, but there's no question there's a massive engine there. I'm excited to see what he'll do in the future. It may well come over further. His Derby campaign may end next week, but you'd certainly throw him into a juvenile Derby because of his strength. All the early pacers out front, this fellow poaching him behind. He's a dog we could see plenty of in the coming weeks.
Like, he was last off the second bend. Like, I would have drawn a line across him no matter how well he ran last week. I said there's no way he's going to back. Pierno was in the final of the 600. Gee, like, this is over. Oh, he ran an absolute blinder. Like, for such a young dog, they're going to have some fun with this fella.
Yeah, I'm sure plenty of people come knocking there. Their phone might be ringing now for the week or two. It'd be just interesting to see if Call Me Steve is still running the same ownership in a few weeks' time. If he is, they're going to have some twist. In behind him, Pirno, again, there is a ping starting him. We know that. In hindsight, we have seen the trap draw for the next round. It's not too bad for Pirno. You know, it could have been far worse. If the ping comes the next night, I think he might just open his account in this year's Derby.
I know, is he sort of a dog that the lesser company put in, the worse he runs? You know, he's the dog for that loves a big battle. You know, and maybe he thought of taking on. You know, I can coast along here.
He's an intelligent dog.
But no. But look, and look, you have to give a shout to tradesman too. Like, you know, I was looking at the car there, who's A1 going into the race tonight. Do you know what I mean? And here he's in the third round of the Derby.
It doesn't seem to matter what he's taking on. He's going to be bang there in contention at some point in the race. Tonight he leads off the corner. He runs hard down the back straight. Pirno is really there at him, and he's containing him. It's only in the last few strides he is struggling to see out the 550, but he's not a dog you want to be taking on, because if he's on your inside, you know he's going to be there.
Like, he ran here one night, and I think Droopy's Good was in 4 and he was in 2 or 3. And Droopy's Good just missed it a half a length, but this fellow was just gone on him, like. And we see what Droopy's Good can do to the corner, like. So, like, he's not short of area, this tradesman.
Yeah, absolutely not. If you have one of the leading fancy, you don't want to see him on your inside.
Not a hope.
And so to the final heat of the round. In ways it was messy. It wasn't messy for the leader and the winner, Deadly Destroyer. He came in for support through the week. It's no surprise 7-4 was on the big side. You know, those traders, they do make mistakes every now and again.
Says that with a smirk on his face.
Deadly Destroyer, one of my bets of the night, one of my tips of the night, flashed out, made every inch of the running. He's very strong, especially when he's on the bunny. This was over from the early yards, but the real happenings were in behind. Ballymac Beanie and Angry Dad both missed the kick. You know, it would have been a big price for both of them to miss the start. Ballymac Beanie, traffic in the corner, Trap Joey and Rural Star avoided it. They were to finish second and third. It was about Deadly Destroyer though. He's a very talented greyhound. His little tendency to move off from traps is a worry going forward, but there's no question he has the pace and power to play a big part in the Derby.
No, Caravan's dogs are in unbelievable form at the moment. They actually have been for the last 12 months. Like, they just Deadly Destroyer, Trap Joey done all the damage off the corner. Then he stepped off.
He just swung off, and that was it.
He caused the damage, which gave Deadly Destroyer a couple of more lengths, which he didn't need. It was raced over in there, but I wouldn't like seeing him drawn on Trap 1 again. I don't know what connections would like to see him draw. I'd rather see him maybe 2-3, because he does have a tendency, as I said, to move off. But
I suppose the beauty is he is a natural starter, and if he doesn't have a dog cutting in on him, he'll be okay. He'll get away with it. He's not huge. He's only 71 pounds, but he's not afraid to use himself.
And he did go off odds-on favourite in the final of a Champions Stakes. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
it's true. And he wasn't odds-on favourite in this contest. You know, that's where people are taking the last 2 runs very literally. We know exactly what he's capable of. He is a 29-24 from Trap 1 in the past. So he's a greyhound with massive Derby claims.
Oh, without doubt. He's a dog that, when the draw was, I'd say if you ask Explosive Boy or Jacob Platt, what dog do you not want drawn inside you? He's probably on top of everybody's list. Rural
Star was allowed to slip back into second spot, but in the end he didn't find an awful lot home, and Trap Joey absolutely hammered home the Kilkenny qualifier. He's running sweet for Karen Murphy. He's into the third round draw.
Yeah, as I say, he kind of stepped off the corner and made Deadly Destroyer look even more impressive than he was. Rural Star is still hanging in there for Hell No Dwyer.
He's a loser in your book.
He was a dog. Do you know, Kevin rings one day, I want you to put a dog there on race for the Derby. Grand. Do you know, put him in. Next thing, he actually appears in Clonmel and he comes up 28-40 something. You're going, oh, what am I after doing here? But look, for what we've seen so far, wouldn't be too worried.
No. He's going to definitely need to recapture the real promise that he showed in his early starts to win a Derby. The dogs that went out there, Ballymac Beanie, Angry Dad, just wasn't happening for them. They got so much traffic on the corner. And Viper's Buzz, who did flash out but just couldn't hold his pitch into the corner. Fast dog. He's one I wouldn't mind seeing over 575, 600.
No, he's a very capable performer, this Viper's Buzz. And as I said, look, he's a 28-40 something down in Limerick in the heats in the Concorby, so he's no slouch. And look, when he takes a step up in trip, he might be hard to hold.
We've seen them all now. 48 dogs left. We're down to 8 heats next week. You know, there's no room to hide now, Damien. You know, I know you have your trader's hat on, but just take it off for a moment. What will win the Derby, and what should be favourite?
Obviously, Explosive Boy should probably be favourite on what we've seen tonight, or for the last 2 nights. But if you had to give me a bet now, right, I would back Jacob Tashadelic.
Jacob Tashadelic. Well, as it happens, I just know that the two of them are clashing next week. We'll put Damien to the test. Damien, you've been a more than able substitute for the child,
Thanks,
Kevin Hennessy.
thanks very
I'm
much,
sure
Ian.
Kevin will be back next week because he doesn't like to lose out in the limelight, but it's been a pleasure. Thanks again.
Thanks very much, Ian.
That's it, folks. We've seen 16 heats of the second round of the BoyleSports Irish Greyhound Derby. We're down to the last 48. 8 heats next week. We'll be left with 24, and then all of a sudden, things really start to get serious. Join us next time.